My French was good enough, to my surprise, that I actually enjoyed the story, and as a historian, I appreciated its period detail, especially the nature of the bet that sends Verne's protagonist, the Englishman Phileas Fogg, racing around the world. At his London club, Fogg remarks that scheduled travel services could take a person around the globe in a period of 80 days. Prove it, the clubmen challenge him, and he's off. That 80-day measure was only conceivable by the late 19th century. In the age of sail, getting around the world had taken months or years. The speed of my sailing ship would have lost Fogg his wager. It was the invention of steam power, but also the creation of regimented European empires around the globe, the opening of the Suez Canal, and the emergence of commercial travel services that together made it just possible by the 1870s to do the global circuit in 80 days. The second thing that impressed me about Verne's story was how the material developments that sped up global travel required a dramatically increased use of natural resources. When Fogg leaves London, he takes his new valet and invaluable comic foil, Passepartout. The two men board a night train which has scarcely departed London when Passepartout lets out a real cry of despair. "In the rush, my state of confusion, I forgot to switch off the gas lamp in my bedroom." "Well, my dear fellow," Phileas Fogg replied coldly, "you'll be paying the bill." The gas lamp is the novel's running joke. True, it is a small part of the journey's cost, but we present-day readers of Verne quickly realize that the joke is on us. We are, notoriously, the first generation that has realized what the planetary bill for centuries of burning fossil fuel is going to be. In Verne's era, coal was a costly but essential part of modern progress. Yet Fogg's steam-powered exploits, set at the height of European imperialism, represent a phase of the past that truly is history, over and done with. Airplanes have replaced the coal-burning engines and ships that hurtled Fogg around the world. The empires that protected some people at the expense of others have been replaced with other political regimes. It's now difficult to cross the surface of the world in 80 days, though easy to fly around it in hours, if you can afford the ticket. Back on land, I looked for a history of around-the-world travel. There was none. 2 books have given narrative histories of circumnavigations, but only in the age of sail. A 3rd book examines some 19th century examples, among other long-distance voyages. A 4th looks at small boat circumnavigations in the early 20th century. That's not much. For that reason, there is no separate Library of Congress heading for histories of around-the-world travel. The histories are simply lumped with first-person accounts of the travelers. There are many more studies of individual around-the-world travels, especially the really famous attempts by Magellan, Cook, Earhart, Gagarin, Chichester, and others. There are analyses of fictional circumnavigators, including Fogg, and even Shakespeare's Puck. And there is Raymond John Haugago's incomparable Encyclopedia of Exploration, which includes historical circumnavigations among its thousands of entries. Finally, there are other encyclopedias that chronicle circumnavigations or orbital travels, or especially in electronic form, just list the journeys themselves. All of these works take for granted that an around-the-world voyage represents a distinct human activity, something unlike other voyages or expeditions. But none of them explains why they are distinctive. Why do they matter? The answer is not obvious. To find out what is different about around-the-world voyages requires setting aside everything they might have in common with other kinds of travel and exploration. Circumnavigators made geographic discoveries, but so did other explorers. They changed the world map, but other expeditions did too. They encountered lands and people new to them, so did many others. They expanded and defended empires. Many actors did. Even if circumnavigators did more of these activities, more geographic discoveries, more cultural encounters, that is a difference in quantity, not quality. The temptation is to find